You may wonder who I am. I roam through this old building searching for a captive audience, and here you are. I am the ghost of the courtroom, and I am calling you to order.
Your Honor, I am Oni, a citizen of the Kingdom of Hawaii, an honest man of the land, Hua'aina. My family lived on this land for many generations before the foreigners came, and then my troubles started. This palapala, the court papers, tell you about the pilikia, the trouble with John Meek. I call him Kioni Meek, the horse stealer.
I am John Meek, and I am a sea captain from Massachusetts. I am not a horse stealer. I am an honest man, transplanted to this distant kingdom from America, a nation of laws, and I am remembered for renting land. I leased the land from a Hawaiian chief. But then I found these horses running around my pasture, eating my grass. I sold them at auction. That's right, I auctioned them off.
A little order, a little quiet, and please take your places, because before this day is out, you must decide who was right, Mr. Oni or Mr. Meek. You are the judge. You are jurors. You are attorneys. And each one of you must listen carefully, because there is so much to learn about this case.
Long before the haole came, we worked on the chief's land 1 day a week. In return, we used as much land as we needed, but no more. Now, instead of planting taro, I pasture my horses on the land. And the chief said that was all right with him. Then one day my horses disappeared, and I found them down at the auction being sold.
I pay my hard-earned money to lease this land, so I get to say who can use it. I didn't want someone else's horses wandering about my property. Now let's be truthful. Nobody would. Now I am accused of being a horse stealer, when it was I who was wronged.
Well, the story is not so simple after all. We have two people from two different ways of life, and each one so certain that he is right.
In the old days, the land belonged to the gods and to the high chiefs, and no one owned the land. We only used it. Meek, too, only paid for the right to use the land. He had no right to stop my pasturing the horses.
Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and the right to hold property and make money. That's what makes sense to me.
Let me remind you, this is 1858. Western land law has come into being in Hawaii, but there are still traditional native rights. The way people live is changing. Land rights are changing. Values are changing. But what does the law say? What is the law?
The law is supposed to be fair. It is supposed to give justice. And that is what I plead for. I was practicing my traditional rights, and suddenly my horses were no more.
I was defending my legally signed rental lease. And here I am, dragged into court.
I ask only for what is right.
I ask for what is right.
I ask you, what will you decide? Will you decide for Oni, or will you decide for Meek? Get on with your work. Don't let an old ghost bother you, because I represent not only the past, but many legal battles yet to come. E como mai. Come in.